Hey, yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, good people? Listen, the WNBA All-Star Game broke records, made history, all while giving us the highlight of the year, a dunk. And we all been waiting for that, for real, for real. But a lot of fans, including myself, have walked away from that All-Star Game and All-Star Weekend in general, feeling a little disappointed. And why is that? Tonight, I want to separate the highlights from the actual product, y'all. And those two things sometimes can be the same thing, but this weekend it showed itself it absolutely was not. Let's be honest. We're going to talk about whether or not the All Star game delivered and exceeded our expectations, or if they ain't meet them at all, they completely dropped the ball. We're going to figure that out to y'all tonight, y'all. So shout out to y'all. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. Shout out to the people pulling up early. Y'all on time for real, for real. Salute to you. Okay. I got my general gloves on. It's go time. It's go time, y'all. Shout out to Miss D. Shout out to one of my members here. Shout out to Mrs. Brenda Nay. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Snooze fest, but look like the All-Star game activities were cool. Shout out to y'all, man. Welcome back, man. Happy Monday. Again, man. If y'all new here, if y'all true here, this is Her Core, Her Rules. This is absolutely the realest women's basketball breakdown on the net. And the only place where hoops meet higher perspective, man. While y'all pulling up, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. And when you subscribe, man, you get to activate and engage with the illest, trillest, realest chat on the map, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Miss D said it was a snooze fest. Hello. Hello. It was a snooze fest. Again, while y'all here, hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. Truth teller, welcome back. Peace and freedom to you. Peace and freedom to everybody. I don't know why this camera is mad tight today. Y'all was all up in my grill. Give me some space. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Man, look, man, let's get into it, man. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the All-Star game. Again, this is 2 years in a row where I'm speaking like as a whole, as a collective about a lot of the fans is talking. Yeah, a lot of the fans are, but I'm loud about it. I didn't like it. A lot of the fans are saying the same thing. I mean, the fans matter, right? Right? Yes, this is a game to celebrate our up and coming legends in the game, our current goats in the game, the best players in the game to date presently. Yes, this weekend is to honor them, but as a fan, we got to be catered to as well. We the one pull up and spend the monies to go to these events. I don't know about y'all. Did anybody who pulling up today go to the actual event, partake in it? You feel me? Shout out to Chicago. You know, Chicago needed a reprieve when it comes to women's basketball. It ain't been looking good over there since they won the championship. It's been bad news bears. So shout out to Chicago. Shout out really to Angel Reese, because you know this All-Star game came in lieu of, you know, when Angel Reese was the show in Chicago. So that earned them a bid. And now here they are celebrating, you know, women's basketball. But that's beside the point. Did it succeed? Did the fans feel appreciated, or did y'all feel like, hold on, y'all wasting my time, money, energy? Those are the people that went and really wasted money, I think. But shout out to y'all though. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? That's y'all money. How y'all do what y'all want with it. I was at the house watching it because I already knew what it was gonna be. Let me get to these comments. Truth Teller says, I was only watching for the 3-point contest, spinning the block about big 35. Shout out to AZ Foot. What? We gonna get into AZ Foot. Boy, oh boy. Mrs. Brenda Nay says they need more activities. Facts. Put your amen finger up. Okay. Put your amen finger up if you agree with that. They need more activities. We're gonna talk about it. I personally don't care for the All-Star game. I can see it both sides. You want to be competitive, but the players are there for their break. We have 44 competitive games that matter, plus playoffs. It's a great point. Couple of great points, actually. Do a 3-on-3 or rooks versus vets. If the stud buzz wasn't streaming, wouldn't really have no behind the scenes stuff. Really, You know, the WNBA a little bit lazy, and we've been knew that when it comes to marketing. You feel me? We they take shortcuts all the time. You feel me? And when they do that, the league as a whole, the brand as a whole suffers. That's unfortunate because they're just missing blatant opportunities to continue to grow this very, it's a maturing league. So you still got to baby it. You got to baby it. And they don't do enough of that nourishment, right? They just bank on the players wanting to build their own personal brands, and the WNBA tends to capitalize on that. However, they're not doing enough work on behalf of the athletes that put you on their back every single time they walk out on that court. If you ask me, they do a lot more exploiting their athletes than they do partnering with their athletes. But that's another question. Isn't that what most corporations do? Exploit their employees. You feel me? We just talking about a company here. The WNBA ain't no different from no other company. Don't look at them they got, partners and shareholders and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, they just like any other boss. And they gonna do what you allow. Blue Coop, that's another conversation. No, how y'all doing? Happy Monday. We ain't here for that. Mrs. D said, Miss D said, yeah, a lot. 3-on-3 would have been better. Rookie versus sophomore game, absolutely. Play bench versus starters, and I bet you see some competition then. Shout out to you. These are all great points. Shout out to the engaged chat. What up, Jeremy? Again, peace and freedom. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. If y'all new here, if y'all true here, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Go ahead and do it right now. Get it out the way, because in a minute you're gonna forget. You're gonna be like, oh, this conversation's so lit. And you know what I mean? And you gonna it's just gonna slip your mind. So while you're here, just pull up, take your shoes off, and hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Peace and freedom. Again, peace and love, peace and freedom, peace and love. Kathy tried to sabotage Sabrina by not inviting her to the 3-point contest, and also McBucket's last minute invitation. Ain't that ghetto? Kathy knows she ghetto, boy. I tell you, boy. Kathy make you want to say, Kathy, meet me outside, homie. I want to scrap a little bit. You know what I mean? Tough love, for real, for real. Let's have an arm wrestle or something, because you're really playing with my top. You feel me? Let's get into it. Here's the question. The question of the day. Every episode, every Monday, we got to kind of lay the groundwork. We start with a big old question. And it ain't that deep, but this the one. This the question right here. Did the WNBA actually deliver? We've already been talking about and highlighting potential changes they can implement to spice it up a little bit. I think that we are all kind of feeling a way, and that way is generally meh. It did what it did, but it ain't do much. You feel me? It didn't do much. Oh, I'm dropping my things and my belongings. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna have to get that later, because that's way too far for me to reach and get that. Listen, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. Okay, so the answer is, I'm gonna poll the chat real quick. The poll is actually in the chat. Let me go to it. Let me see what y'all been saying. Hold on. Okay, 83% of you all say no. And the question is, did the All-Star game live up to the hype or no? 83% of y'all said no. It didn't live up to the hype. Nah, they need to do better. Okay? A couple of y'all said, yeah, I loved it. It was cool. You know what I mean? It did what it was supposed to do. No harm, no foul. Kathy tried to cater to Caitlin Clark, but she didn't want to smoke of the 3-point contest. See, I don't know what Kathy on with her little ulterior motives having self. All-Star game was overall terrible. Shout out to Jeremy coming in, throwing the bomb. Boom, again. You're going to have to be real over here on Her Core, Her Rules. Be honest when you in the chat. Forget what you think I'm going to say. Most of the time, I be on your side with it. So y'all already know how I go. I just go with what seemed more right, what's more valid, and what's not. What I'm looking at. I'm not going to tell my eyes is capped. And I got extra strengths. Come on now. Let's go. The only thing that was great to see was my Stud Buzz live stream and the fashion from some of the players. I mean, I'm always here. It's like Met Gala. I'm just here. What y'all talking about? I don't know. I'm just here to see what y'all got on for real. I know y'all ain't gonna be doing nothing. I'm just trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to see who got the hair pop. You know what I'm saying? With the fits looking like, with the drip, how the coordinating. That's what I'm here for. That I know is going to be very little content. I know there's going to be weaved in some interviews that aren't necessarily WNBA sponsored, but they are provided by WNBA faces like Sue Bird interviewing Paige. Right. So all this is coming out in the same weekend, but this ain't all-star game stuff. It's just right timing, right? Great PR. Okay, great planning. So yeah, I don't listen. Did the biggest weekend of the season, and this is the biggest weekend of the season. Now there might be some games like a Fever and Atlanta Dream game in Indiana is going to draw crazy numbers, right? So yeah, there are going to be games that still reach those numbers, right? 19,000 plus. You feel me? Valhalla games get 18,000 plus. So that being said, as a collective, when you're talking about activities and fan engagement, yes, this is the biggest weekend of the season, but did they miss the mark? Let me get some answers in the chat right now. Did the WNBA All-Star game miss the mark? Did Kathy and the curators of the All-Star game miss it? Did they miss a golden opportunity? I think they completely missed a golden opportunity to capitalize on some of the biggest names in the sport right now that I don't care how you feel about them, you end up talking about them, right? Asia, Paige, Olivia, Angel, Caitlin. Those the 5 names that everybody gonna talk about. I don't care how you feel about them individually, personally, from college, whatever. You got to beef with them, whatever. I had beef with them since they was a sophomore and whatever. Don't matter. Doesn't matter the reason. You're going to have those 5 people in conversation. There should have been a lot more attention paid individually to those. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that to like lean into certain players over the others, but you can't just let them walk around and you missing money. Respectfully, you got to do things that cater to the things that they would want to do. Maybe sit down with the faces of the W right now and say, hey, y'all, what would y'all want to add to it? Right. And so give it an Olivia Miles sponsored event. You know how y'all, what we watching OTE in the summertime or whatever, and you got Juju coaching, you got flau'jae coaching, right? You like, oh, you really want to tune in now because some of your favorite competitors are coaching the teams that you want to see. You trying to see the up and coming talent, and you like, oh, they coach. Oh yeah, I'm definitely pulling up now. Now imagine if you got a 3-on-3 game, right? Like y'all saying, we're gonna talk about it here. We might jump around. Oh, hold on. Imagine if they got a 3-on-3 game, right? And it's a tournament, and each team is coached by one of the hottest players in the WNBA right now, whether that's popularity or talent, right? So if you got a 6-team tournament, right, let one team be coached by Caitlin, let one team be coached by Asia. So yeah, you got Becky coaching the All-Star game, but then you got players coaching these mini teams in this mini tournament. Or if it ain't one of them playing in the game, right, or one of them coaching, you can have one of them playing in the game. You feel me? But this, I'm coaching my team. I'm the captain of my team. Run some USA Olympics type stuff. But why we not thinking outside the box? As if we don't have every opportunity to be ultra creative in this league. What's stopping us? Only thing that we're trying to beat is last year. We have nothing in front of us that we are like worried about. The talent, incoming talent, is always going to have the WNBA trending up because that's where we are. We are in its golden years. Trust me. Y'all know this. Y'all been doing this. So every year we're going to have a generational type talent, whether it's in both offense or defense or one of the other. We're going to have somebody that we're looking at. And as we're looking in the tunnel or the funnel, we might get 2 or 3 players every year. Every single season, we might get 2 or 3 players. that are potential all-star players in the WNBA. So the future is great. We're not worried about that. Let's capitalize on the present though. Let's try to maximize fan engagement from their seat. Let's get people to be voting in on who had the best crossover, to text in, to do this. Let's get thinking, y'all. This is lazy. Let's just say it. This is lazy. They did do some things right. Let's talk about it. What they got right. Let me get to these comments. Hold on. Sav shooting 32% from 3. Kathy probably did her a favor. Oh Lord. WNBA definitely didn't deliver. They should have been more focused on the 30th year celebration. Where are the jackets and recognition of legends? Wow, that's a great point. Because why, if this was the NBA, we would have did that, or do they do it at certain marks? Doesn't matter. Every 10-year mark, you definitely need to be celebrating the legends, right? Because we have new legends that just retired, or who have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, or will be in the next couple years, that are still in the mix and still around the game. So we could be highlighting them, right? We could be highlighting the Sue Birds and the right. So yeah, I know they did a 25-year one 5 years ago, but so what? Run a 30. That's why you shouldn't have did a 25. I know 25 matters, just that number in general, but run a 32. I mean, I guess they can make it more competitive, but I don't really care for real. I just want to get back to the season. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a great point. I ain't gonna hold you. I do be like, man, what's the game? Oh, we play on the 28th. Bet I could just pull up on the 28th. I'll see y'all later. The W dropped the ball for not having a 30th anniversary celebration or team, naming the top 30th players in W history and celebrating 30 years with the past, present, and future. Hello. Looks like a couple of y'all are saying the same thing. Y'all didn't like that they missed that opportunity. That's a golden opportunity right there. The most action was Dejanay spilling the beans on Liz, which is crazy, girl. I guess we'll talk about that a little bit, even though that's way too messy, way too young for me. But she old though. I mean, she ain't old, but she too big. She too big. Come on, let me tap your hand. You too big. Stop it. You need a timeout. Put your nose on the wall. That's what I wanted to tell her. Go put your nose to the wall. Now, you talk to me in 10 minutes. Plus these 50 game seasons coming up, that all-star game is dead. Listen, 50 games next year is going to be real exciting, but that means that all-star game, they need to have more space, right? They need to have an entire week off and then put the all-star game on Sunday. I think them trying to cram in an all-star game off the tail end of, tough teams had tough games just a couple days ago. Now they really only get 2 days off, because once they land in Chicago, they got PR stuff, and you ain't just sitting down. You busy. You still got obligations, networking obligations. You got photos. You got still got practice. You got all these things, and you really ain't had no time to just breathe. What if I'm just want to get some lunch, right, and just go out and what I'm saying, go out and smell the water. The Chicago, what's the lake out there? It's beautiful. It's beautiful out there. That little skyline right there, that's beautiful. What if they ain't even had time for that? Right? So I think it need to be spaced out. These ladies need to be off, have their last game on that Monday, and then the all-star game is that Sunday. You have 3 or 4 days off, but you got to be in Chicago that Friday, because you have, expectations and things, obligations to meet. So yeah, you got meet and greets, you got, pictures and this, that, and the third. So you're gonna be working on Friday. It's gonna be light stuff, but you're gonna be engaged in the basketball activities Saturday and Sunday. So you're still getting another additional day off of your body per se, even if you got to practice. But that'll give them space where they can go kick it. They can have their fun. I know I'm not looking at a bunch of chicks that got hangovers playing in the all-star game, because that's messy too. You ever played basketball with a hangover? I mean, put your amen. Ball is life. Sometimes you have a long night on Saturday. You stayed up way too long, but the LA Fitness run still start at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. Who know who talking about what? Anybody know that? LA Fitness runs, y'all be seeing the videos, but y'all don't know the gym be open. The runs really can start earlier depending on how old the people you running with is. Right? If you running with 45 and up, them runs might start at 7 a.m. But for everybody else, you got to get into, if you want to get your butt on the course, you got to get there at 8. If you had a long night on Saturday, you might be trying to sweat it out live in the game. Come on. All right, I ain't gonna tell my business. Okay, whatever. It's just me. Whole thing messy. It is. Did anybody watch the Life in a W series with Asia Fee and Bonner? I have not yet, but I will very soon. I need to very soon as well. So I have not. Yeah, the 303 would have been hype. Good evening. Shout out to you, Joe Mama. Welcome back. One of my members here. Again, shout out to all the members. Peace and freedom to everybody. Happy Monday, y'all. No, I saw clips that seem to be interesting. Absolutely. I like the player-led coaching, the team. Great idea, Naj. Again, shout out to y'all. Why not? We see it all the time outside of the WNBA. But the WNBA, it's like they bougie or something. Take a stick out your, and y'all gotta loosen up. Like, yo, do y'all need to do the Mike Tyson training? Right? Y'all need to do the little push-up, jump out, push-up. Y'all got to loosen up. Okay. Yes, you gonna do some homework for the discussion? Okay, definitely. Oh, and by the way, y'all know I'm just going live on Mondays because I'm in transition. I'm trying to decide. I will be moving this weekend. Y'all pray for me. Y'all know the moves. I don't care where you moving to, how you moving, how many people you got helping you, whatever. It's still stressful. So that being said, I may or may not go live on next Monday, but if I don't, just follow the channel and turn on the notifications, because I have been doing impromptu lives and dropping little mini videos and things like that. If your notifications aren't on, you obviously won't be notified. So you definitely want to stay in the loop. And I know YouTube sometimes be acting glitchy a little bit. Even if your notifications are on, you still won't get them. My bad, y'all. On behalf of YouTube, my bad. It is what it is. That ain't on me. That's on them. That being said, just follow, subscribe, and then turn them notifications on, because even if I don't go live Monday, I'll probably be popping up live on Tuesday from the car or something like that. Okay, so shout out to y'all. Let's get into what they got right. There was a record all-star attendance this year. Okay, 19,783 fans showed up to support this year's WNBA All-Star game. Passing Through says, shout out to him. Welcome back. Peace and freedom. I could have did without that All-Star game. A lot of people showed up, but a lot of people walked away saying, meh, wasted time. I could have been doing something else. I could have been watching MasterChef. I could have been doing something else, y'all. Matter of fact, I was doing something else. I didn't watch that whole game. I checked out right after the first quarter. I said, I see what time y'all gonna be on. I'm out. They should have called all players out by name and how many years each OG had played. Yeah, that was another opportunity. What they doing? Like, this the All-Star game. I did watch the Life with Asia Fee and Bonner. Got to learn a little bit more about the players. That's what's up. I definitely got to check that out. Shout out to Stephen Love. Welcome back. Peace and freedom. Shout out to B. Bilkham. Welcome back, y'all. Peace and freedom. We just really, y'all ain't late. Y'all right on time. Anytime you pull up over here live, you right on time. Even if you missed the live and you in the comments on the replay gang, holding it down, you still right on time. So shout out to y'all. So the record all-star attendance, right? People pulled up in droves. I think had a lot to do with Caitlin, right? We know that. It had a lot to do with all of them. Olivia, Paige, everybody plays a part. Every all-star played a part. Gabby becoming an all-star, that played a part. So a lot of people had a great influence on the numbers, but we do know that because the WNBA didn't have Caitlin last year, we knew people was gonna pull up and show out for her this year. So that's what we did know, right? So we knew that she had a little bit of influence along with the other ladies. Now let's talk about some more of the good things, what they did get right. Now, this is not because of the WNBA, but it is because of Dominique Malonga's incredible talent, length, agility, and spring. She got that bounce. She had a historic dunk right off the assist, the dope pass through the lane from Angel, and we love to see that camaraderie and celebration amongst teammates. It was beautiful to witness, and just a dunk in general. We keep saying, like, these ladies can dunk. What y'all doing? Why y'all not doing it? Clear the lane. It ain't like y'all playing defense anyway. When you see somebody driving that lane, why don't you just let her go up there and see what's up? Like, okay, I want to see, let me see him grab the rim. Let me see him, you know what I mean? And then not just the little, the humble dunk. I want you to grab that thing, pull yourself up. You feel me? Listen, I used to hoop with a chick. Look. I used to hoop with a chick. She wasn't nothing about 5'10", bro. But every layup, she's smacking the backboard. And I used to be like, no, that's disrespectful, dog. I'm just, on my best day, all I could do was grab the bottom of the net on my best day. I'm long from them best days. I'm not doing nothing slick like that no more. However, when I had it, I tried it though. And I'm like, yo, we know they got it. We seen Angel Reese with the clip on her. She had the dunk back when she was back in high school. Now she might can't dunk now. You know what I mean? I don't know. But let's see. Like, get up there with the finger rolled in. Just you feel me? We know what's up. We know Asia can still dunk. Stop it. We know Asia can still dunk. It's the All-Star game. Just get out there and let me see you soar like an eagle. You feel me? Hold on. Shout out to Running on Empty 12. Peace and freedom to you. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. Paige and Angel got the loudest standing ovation by far. I saw way more Paige and Angel jerseys than Caitlin's. Nobody was even clapping for Caitlin. Oh wow. Is that the perspective? Is that what everybody's general perspective? I guess I was just trying to show her a little love. If that's what it was, then that's what it is. Who am I to argue with a fact? Dom's dunk was all that, especially the assist coming from Asia. Let me see if I can pull this dunk up. Hold on. I don't know why I had a brain fart. I'm like, what's going on? What am I looking for again? Let me see if I can pull this dunk up real quick. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I can. Let's get this up here real quick. Yo, I was like, first of all, I obviously there was not a lick of defense play, right? Let me give it a little bit more. There was not a lick of defense play, right? Not a nan. But just to see, it's always beautiful to see a great assist from anybody, but especially coming from a big, just a vision. A lot of people would have missed that opportunity for real. Like, she was wide open, but that don't mean that you're gonna see it. So let's not overlook the wide open feed that a lot of people don't receive. So shout out to Angel on a great pass, great look, even though again no defense was being played. But then again, shout out to Dominique for having the courage to go up here and try to get one off. Shout out to her. You feel me? Shout out to Dr. Thompson on Threads. Okay, in the WNBA Threads. Thread. How many times you gonna say thread, not? Shout out to him for even putting that clip up on the threads and whatnot. Yeah, because I'm trying to tell y'all, I was hype. I wasn't even watching the game on the TV. I'm watching it on the tablet, right? Because I'm like, I'm multitasking. I got stuff to do. I'm like, all right. So as I'm moving around, you know what I'm saying? I got the game, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to miss nothing. So I'm like, did that just happen? What the? You know what I mean? You know how when you just jump back, like, did she just, did she? And then I feel like I'm a senior citizen, you know what I'm saying? No shade. But when they be looking at something and they can't see it real, they pull it real close. I'm like, did I just? Yeah, that was me. She did that. She absolutely did that. That's crazy. I heard there was some booze when Caitlin was announced. I didn't know. I didn't again, I bounced in and out, and I was in like maybe a minute into the first quarter. Watched the rest of the first, dipped out, came back in the second. I was like, nah, this ain't for me. And I just stayed gone. No, my friend went to the game and recorded the crickets. Wow. So when Caitlin was announced, nothing happened? Oh, cause it's in Chicago, probably. I don't know. I'm just stirring the pot. But dang, for real, I would have loved to see a tomahawk slam from Dom or a lob from Angel to Dom. Yeah, I mean, it was nice what we saw. So I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna complain. However, like I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Dom. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. We seen her. I feel like the Yam and Unrivaled might have been better than the one in the All-Star game. What y'all think? Cause she dunked in Unrivaled too. That's why I be like, why she don't dunk more often? Because it should be easy for her, bro. If I'm 5'4" touching the bottom of a net, bro, you stop it. You should be up there. You should be able to do a little reverse or at least a huh. But beggars can't be choosy. Beggars can't be choosy. Beggars can't be choosy. Let's get back to it. AZ Fudd. Let's talk about the three-point shooting contest real quick. AZ Fudd became the first rookie to win a 3-point shooting contest. So I know all my Dallas Wings fans are extremely excited about that. If you have the membership here, go ahead and put them wings custom emojis in the chat. Go ahead and put them wings up emojis in the chat, man. Shout out to AZ Fudd. Again, she has one of the best looking jumpers in the WNBA. That's something we already knew, factual. But when you got to see it up close, when you got to zoom in on it, shout out to the amazing camera footage and angles that allowed us to get up close and personal with her jumper as she was working her way around the racks, man. It was dope. We talked about it last episode, right? The little impromptu joint. That's why y'all gotta go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn the notifications on, because we talked about AZ Fudd's jump shot and just how pure of a shooter she is. Like, you can teach mechanics, but you can't teach finesse. And she just got the dot. She just got it. You feel me? And she's gonna have a lot of 3-point championships in the future. You feel me? So shout out to her. Let me see. Oh yeah, Kaylin got booed, didn't get many cheers. Yes, you can hear the boos when she came out. That's crazy. Wings up. I think Dom was tired too. She missed hella layups right under the rim. Well, didn't everybody though? Is AZ Fudd the best 3-point shooter though? Now I say she got one of the best looking 3-point shots in the W. I feel like when it comes down to shooters, I go to the ones that's been known to do it in the playoffs. So I got an affinity for Kayla McBride, right? I got an affinity for Kelsey Plum. Like, these are some players that I'm like, yo, you got them in the playoffs this fourth quarter. Who I want taking that three? Want them two. Kayla Plum, right? You know what I'm saying? Not the buzzer beater, but just, you know what I mean? But again, that ain't to say nothing against AZ Fudd, because her jumper is money. It's money. I can't wait to see what she do in the playoffs. Gonna be interesting. Wings up. Shout out to y'all. Miss Brenda said, AZ Fudd shot is pure. Shot is so pretty. Absolutely. And then she got the energy to match. Like, she ain't got a ill jump shot and then she kind of itchy. You feel me? That she kind of like, I don't want to engage with the people. I'm snobby, or I'm like, nah, she really like down. She really cool for real. It's like, oh, man, she got a jumper. How great. How great for her. She has a great form on her shot, AZ, but not the best. Her style is made for a 3-point contest. AZ's shot is pure. So, if AZ is not the best 3-point shooter in the W, who do y'all have being such, or at least in the conversation? Let's put AZ in the conversation. Who else is in that conversation? And that person does not have to be in the conversation because they were a part of the 3-point shooting contest. Who else do y'all think deserve to be in that conversation? Let's go. AZ off that racket special. Would like to see her, Sab, and Cece go at it. Exactly. I think I don't know how well Cece would be. Just riddle me this. Let's just think about when we look at, the timing element, the gather, the rise, the release, the follow through. Do you think? I think Caitlin's shot is quick enough to get through the racks, but I think as she gets to like the third or fourth rack, I think that jumper might slow down. I don't think it will have the same speed and pop on it. I think AZ's jumper looked just as pure that last rack as it did that first rack. It didn't change at all. We've seen the same with Kayla McBride. We've seen the same with Sab, where it's just like boom, 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 boom. AZ has to be top 3 jump shot in the league. I would agree. AZ was the winner of All-Star. The 3-point contest was the best event of All-Stars. She hit as many threes as the entire team did in the game Saturday. She also made the most money of the All-Star weekend, which was 70 G's. Yeah, so the winner of the All-Star game, not All-Star game, the winner of the 3-point shooting contest received $70,000. So she walked away $70,000 richer and a trophy and establishing a new record as being the first rookie to do such. So yeah, I think she won All-Star weekend. Yeah, I think so. I like Marina and Bridget as the best in the league. So we got Marina voted in, Marina Mabry, we got Bridget Carlton, we have AZ Fudd, 3 best jumpers in the league. Jump shooters, or I'm sorry, 3-point shooters in the league. Bridget, Marina, and AZ. Kayla isn't even consistent. She will lose to AZ. Yeah, that's what I think. Like I think fatigue will be introduced, and then once that happens, then the quality of that jump shot is just gonna slow down and probably fall short, to be honest. I think McBride got that shot too. That's what I said. The McBride not my number one for real. She my number one, but McBride and AZ Fudd are so similar because like you got to constantly chase them down. They're not they're catch and shooters, absolutely, but they also they on the go. So you got to be on the go as well. You can't take a moment off. The moment you do, pew, they coming around the mountain. Here we come, boom, boom, boom. AZ would embarrass Caitlin. Yeah, it must have been why they CC keep ducking competition. Hey, y'all said it, not me. Pharaoh, shout out to you. Welcome back. Peace and freedom to you. I thought the All-Star game could be better. Yeah, me too. I think we all kind of like agree with that one. Shout out to John Quill. Let's talk about a couple of things they got right. Again, not to the WNBA. This is saluting the player for doing something incredible. Jonquel Jones made history. Okay. Obviously, she was the MVP, and we talked about it again on the impromptu show. We talked about who potentially could be the MVP, right? I knew that the MVP, whoever was going to win, had to flirt with a triple double. I thought it would have been Caitlin or Paige. I thought the guards had the advantage because I thought the bigs would just go kind of like chill. I didn't think anybody from New York really was going to be in the conversation because I really thought that they was going to use this game as a day off. That being said, Jonquel Jones said, Naj, again, I keep telling you to chill. You keep thinking you be knowing stuff. You don't be knowing all that. Chill, pump your brakes. Okay, bet. So that's what she did. She became the MVP of that game, man. Had an incredible stat line. She finished with 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. Okay, so it was, dope outing for her. It was an emotional weekend for her. She recently had a loss in her family, so obviously she was playing extra energized just because of that loss. So again, respect to her, peace and freedom to her, and then again, shout out to her for being the only player to win MVPs for the regular season. All 4 MVPs for the regular season. She has acquired the regular season MVP in 2021. She was the Commissioner's Cup MVP in 23, Finals MVP in 24, and then this Saturday she was the All-Star Game MVP. She makes WNBA's first quadruple MVP. Incredible. Shout out to her. Yeah, man. We talked about who else could potentially get the MVP. Kelsey Mitchell. We had her name in the hat, and yeah, she showed up and showed out. So shout out to Kelsey, right? I think genuinely overall, the players look like they were having a good time on the court. They look like overall this weekend they had a pleasant time. They had fun, right? They had a lot of fun. Outside of what y'all were talking about earlier, the mess and the shenanigans with Nalissa Smith and what's her name? Dejanay. It was a pretty clean weekend, a lot cleaner than last year's All-Star game. Last year's All-Star game was a bit messy as it relates to everybody twerking and doing the things. They had Kathy Engelbert out here looking like she wanted to be on the strip. So this year was a little cleaner, okay? But what didn't improve was all the things that went wrong and where they struggled. Again, if y'all new here, if y'all true here, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, man, and join the illest live chat on the map, okay? You feel me? Beyond the Lenz TV, listen, so this is what they did right. Well, we already talked about what they did right. This is what they did wrong. Let's get into that. Obviously, a whole lot of bad looking threes. We talked about it the last episode. If they continue to get out here and shoot these ugly, nasty, filthy, trifling looking threes, everybody and they mammy them feel like they want to get out here and shoot a three. You know that jumper was broke when you woke up this morning. Why do you feel hungover a bit? You ain't Jordan. This ain't the flu game. You ain't got it like that. It's a lot of people like with what we know of the NBA now. A lot of retired NBA players would now talk about how they used to be geeked, lit up in the game, fried, out there balling. Yeah, but y'all ain't like that. Y'all regular old, get your Gatorade. Make sure you get enough rest, right? Be hydrated. And don't be a step behind, or otherwise this is what we're gonna get, a lot of bad shots. 127 of 225 shots were from three. Okay, and they wasn't going in. I think the powers that be held out Sabrina and K-Mac to better AZ's odds to win. I mean, if that is the case, that's unfortunate, and that's kind of what it looked like. So who are we to? Again, I try not to just tell my eyes I'm Cap. If I see it, then that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it looked like. That's what it is. Now, illusions can be false. So maybe that's not what it is, but based on them lying, getting caught up in a lie, being exposed by not one but two players. Psych. Fudd, Marina McBuckets, and Sabrina are the best shooters in the league, period, hands down. That's the top four in my opinion too. I guess when you add 5, you put Kelsey Mitchell in there as an honorary 5th, I think. Kelsey. This is only AZ's rookie season, but by the time it's all said and done, I believe AZ will be the 3-point goal. I believe so too. I believe so. Shout out to you. Peace and freedom to you, Lisa. And welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. AZ got the most steals by a rookie before All-Star break with 45 steals, which is crazy. Most by a rookie. She got another half a season. She about to blow. So let's talk about all those records that's about to get broke, because this new generation, this youth movement, they play free, they play fast, and they don't give a Hello? They not scared of the vets. They not scared of the Hall of Famers. They not scared to go after these records, and they doing it just in their natural play. They're not operating outside of their strengths. AZ Fudd came in we understood her as a 3-and-D, a great 3-and-D talent as a rookie, even before she stepped on the court, with a super high ceiling. She won't finish as a 3-and-D player. She will be a Klay Thompson. She will be a bona fide offensive killer. Period. So it's gonna be a long ride. If you're not an AZ Fudd fan, I'm sorry for you. Go have a seat in the corner. Put your nose to the wall. Timeout for you. The Aces had press conference today at practice, and this was in the comments. Status updates for Cheyenne Parker-Tyus and Nalissa Smith. Neither were on the court when media came in. Status updates. Wow. So I guess we don't know what's going on with Cheyenne Parker-Tyus and Nalissa Smith. Maybe, it's some personal matters. Obviously, we know what the shenanigans going on with her Nalissa Smith. Unfortunately, shenanigans that we don't really want to have to talk about, but I will talk about it if y'all want to, obviously. With Nalissa and Dejanay. But, it's messy. It's messy boots out here in these streets. I don't know. They need to do something better else with their time. That's all I got to say. I don't know why y'all saying Sabrina, she can't outshoot like that anymore. Her jumper been broke for about 2 years now. It is. She got moments though. She got moments. She heat up like a microwave on your behind. But okay, it ain't been as consistent. When she on fire, she's streaky and she can shoot from 5-6 feet behind the arc, half court practically. But when she not on, it's not on. JJ really deserved it. The look on JJ's face says it the most. Shout out to JJ. Absolutely. Shout out to becoming a quadruple MVP, All-Star Game MVP 2026. Well earned, well deserved. Everybody in the contest are top 11 and threes this season. 1, Marina, 2, Ryan, Janelle, 5, Bridget, 6, 8, T, 11, AZ. This season, Sav is 37. Nobody was scared of her. Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody, she hasn't had a good regular season shooting outing, but like the 3-point shooting contest is different. Again, Dame Lillard didn't play not a lick of basketball and walked in off an ACL injury, having not played basketball and won the 3-point shooting contest. Now, first of all, I was so disappointed in Donovan Mitchell. I wish I knew his middle name because I call him by his full Panamanian name. Okay. How you well conditioned and not execute, but that's beside the point. That being said, Sav could have came in and still lit it up. Plus, she true to this. She ain't new to this. K-Mac got invited, but she got mad because it was a half-ass invite, according to her, and I don't know what she wanted, maybe a presentation. I mean, send me a card. Hey, you want to come over sometime? Shoot some basketballs, win some racks against others, and some chocolates. I don't know, make it nice. What did you do last year or the last time to invite her? Maybe do that again or something. Maybe not send a text to my representation 48 hours before the event saying that. Because what if I wanted to get into the gym and get some extra shots up? I'd have spent, and then what time did I get the text? I could have been at the gym getting some, just going. I could have set the racks up at the gym and just went around a couple times just to get loose, get mentally. But nah, cause you ain't want me here for real. We talked about it last episode. When somebody shoot you that text, shoot you that invite to the wedding, to the party, to the function, and it's a day before, you already know how they feel about you, dog. They ain't trying to rock with you, dog. They ain't rocking with you like that, dog. They just don't want to say it. They're afraid. They're afraid of how you gonna respond. Mrs. Brendan, they said Juju, Hidalgo, Blake's, and so many more talent coming in. CC who? I'm trying to tell you. I ain't trying to tell you. And this ain't, I don't want to make this like a CC hate train or nothing like that, because whatever it is, what it is. Shout out to her. But it's smoke in the city. We see what Olivia Miles doing. And Olivia Miles wasn't an offensive threat coming into this, not threat. Let's talk about scoring threat. Yeah, she's had her moments, but we was more excited to see her passing, right? Her passing abilities and how she was going to lead that offense. We did not know. I did not expect her to be as dominant as a scorer this easily, this effortlessly, this early in her career. She's a rookie and she's getting whatever she wants. Now, a part of that, as y'all have underlined, is that a lot of people aren't playing defense on her. But when the defense is applied, she's missing shots. Some of those shots she's misses, but she still gets to her spots and she gets to them easy. She's strong. She understands pace. She understands her speed and her timing. Her agility is great. Like her ability to read the spaces and navigate and attack the spaces, either with the dribble or the pass, with her body. Like she's just, man, we could talk about Olivia Miles all day, but this ain't about her today. It's about everybody. Angel getting clowned bad. Why Angel getting clowned? Shout out to you, Marcus Harrell. Shout out to you, Peace and Freedom. Why Angel getting clowned bad, y'all? What she did? Sav's agent got the invite, but didn't let her know about it. He knows she's number 37 this season and probably didn't want her to get embarrassed because she's not shooting like that anymore. K-Mac refused. Yeah, K-Mac refused. last minute invite, but she did refuse. I don't think the rookie of the year race is sealed yet. You got AZ Fudd playing elite defense and offense, while Olivia Miles is really only impacting one side of the floor. You're absolutely right. Running on empty 12. Shout out to you in that comment. Yeah, I think she's making it more interesting, and her getting the winning the 3-point contest. I think that it makes it very interesting. I mean, you got two rookies that are part of the All-Star game weekend, and then one shoots perfect from the field, and if she played more minutes, she probably could have had a triple double herself, and Olivia Miles. And then you have one that dominates the 3-point shooting contest. I mean, both rookies are doing incredible, and I think it's going to be a conversation at the end of the year. Most definitely, Miles most definitely got the rookie of the year, but AZ is playing well. I think the second half will be even better for her. So what if Miles's play take a step back because Fee is back, and Fee came back with a 24 and 10 clip. It wasn't, oh, she gonna grab. No, she hit the ground running like she never left though. So what if she's doing that? What if Miles' output now is reduced a little? What if she drops down to like 12 points a game? You know what I mean? 8 or 9 assists, 12 and 8, right? 12, 8 and 5, or 14, 8 and 5. Like, what if, her output was increased the first half because there was no Fee, and Fee's back? That scale could tilt back to the other side and balance out a little bit. And now the conversation is different, because I think that we might all agree that AZ will have a better second half than she had a first half, and her first half was pretty good. So if she improves, what does improving on the season looks like? Well, a little bit more scoring, right? A couple more shots a game, a couple more attempts at the line a game, like not nothing crazy. Her defense is still going to be there, and that's going to improve. I believe rebounding will go up per game. Steals are still going to be impressive, and she's going to continue to do that. Now she just got to take a couple more shots a game. I bet you the coach want to get her more shots a game now that she won a 3-point shooting contest. If you needed a reason to get her more 3-point attempts a game, let that be one. Coach Jose Fernandez, that is. The rest of the players got the same invite. Either you want to compete or you don't. K-Mac didn't, AZ did. It is what it is. But we know the timing that AZ was invited obviously was a lot greater. I think that's the point that many of the people are making. Like, it's not that they got invited, is that the respect wasn't applied. And if it's a last minute invite, you don't want me here, I can read in between the lines. That's cool, right? Some people will do it on last minute, but if I've done this before, then you can't set a precedent, and then the next time you hit me, you don't hit me the same way. If the first time you asked me, you took me out and asked me, then you gonna need to do the same thing. So we don't know how it went down the first time, but this time must have been different, is all we saying. So keep the same energy. We played a Dream Wednesday. We were 0-2 versus them, but AZ and Awak weren't starting yet. No, they weren't. So we'll see what happens. I think we can beat them. Paige is more removed from that collision with NECA. So Paige will be available for that game, because she's not in concussion protocol or nothing. She didn't sustain a concussion. So I guess we have to see. That's going to be interesting. Wednesday. And then the season starts back up tomorrow. Everybody's practically engaged between Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, Rookie of the Year is not sealed yet. Fee is back. Liv's numbers is going to go down. What AZ is only getting better, and we'll see how everything plays out. That's what I would agree, Lisa. I think we on the same page with that one. Blocking, tripping on her own feet is funny. The Rookie of the Year race is not sealed. AZ is playing great. flau'jae and Wnba are making sounds in Seattle. I think Washington will increase their production with Cody and Betts to get a playoff berth. I think so too. I think Cody is playing super aggressive. I love her energy defensively, and just offensively, she just is always in attack mode. So you gotta love that. I love the fact that Sydney is starting to play Betts more. Like, play her more. She makes such a great impact on the defensive end with her length and her ability just to deter you and make you change your mind by making you say, I'm gonna go a different direction than Lauren Betts. 6'7", 6'7", not playing, gonna block my shot. Okay. But also her poise around the basket, under the basket, especially when she's deep under the basket. She never gets too rushed. She still tries to find her spot and try to get up under the basket and get that layup off. So I've been super impressed with her maturity in the offensive schemes. Same thing with sidebar with Medina Okot. These rookie bigs are much more skilled and more talented than I thought that they will be this early on in their career. So shout out to them, especially again, shout out to Lauren Betts and her playing well, Shakira playing great. Kiki having some ups and downs in this season, but Georgia Amore has improved her play offensively, knocking down some really big crucial shots in these games. And they're just, as a team, Washington is becoming more and more dangerous. So again, be on the lookout for Washington. Definitely be on the lookout for Washington. Get back to these people are just stupid when commenting on Barbie. I don't know why they be mad at that young lady like that. Yeah, I can't lie. Awa has been looking nice too. Yes, Awa's been looking good. Obviously, flau'jae has had some great games. Right before we went into All-Star break, she's finding her groove, finding her rhythm, just becoming more confident in the flow. They absolutely have a great coach, rookie coach in Sonya Raymond, but she is showing that she is very smart. About the game, very, very resolved and resilient. She's poised. So when the team is not flustered, even in the midst of an 11 game losing streak, they were still playing connected. They were just showing their youth and their their lack of time together. But that's okay. They're all going to continue to grow, and I think they have a good core, and I think they do have great veterans on that team as well. Jeremy says Fee played an okay game. She struggled from the field, attempted 20 shots. She will need to work. She will get better. I think Smiles' production will continue with the return of Fee. Yes, Fee, gonna continue to, she'll have some hitches in her game as she continues to adjust with just WNBA physicality, speed, and all that. But she'll be all right. That team will be all right. They have a great coach, great veterans on that team. Natasha is playing well, all-star, right? Courtney all-star, McBride all-star, Olivia all-star. They have 4 all-stars and didn't even have Fee. Imagine if Fee was there, they would have had 5 all-stars, right? With the 2 guards and McBride and Courtney, and then you have Natasha and Fee. What are we talking about? That's crazy. Oh, so she is playing. Yeah, absolutely. So Paige is playing against the Dream this Wednesday. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. All those Wings fans are talking about how they can beat a Dream team that completely blown them out. They're not even on their level. We're gonna see. Shout out to Chicago Cheetah. Welcome back to her core, her rules, man. The Dream has had some up and downs this season, but when they are locked in, they look phenomenal. They look like a top 14 in the league for sure, but so does Dallas when they're locked in. So I think, with Bree being here and then Awak, this is going to be a completely different game. So the first 2 games, we just throw them out. We have new people on both sides, people getting more playing time, people that are in the starting rotation, and then we have Bree Jones back in the lineup. So I think we're going to experience a different style of game between these 2 teams. So let's all just watch this game like with new eyes a little bit, right? And let's just see what happened. But and we do know it's going to be competitive. We do know it's probably going to be game of the week, and it is going to be one of those. So I'm here for it. Same Dream that went on a 5-game losing streak, but hold on, True Teller, that same Dream had went on a 4-game winning streak too, right before that. They've been up and down, up and down. It's a little messy, but it's cool. It's cool. They're gonna get it right. I think they got it right now. I think they might have just steered the ship a little, and they on the right track though. Medina is leading all rookies in terms of field goal percentage. She's actually second in the league in field goal percentage, and at over 60%. So she's leading all rookies in field goal percentage, and she is shooting over 60% right now and second in the league. So that's incredible, man. I mean, it's hard to really look at them and say that they're rookies, but they definitely don't play like it. But that just goes to show you that these ladies are coming from incredible collegiate systems led by amazing minds, right? So you have a Lauren Betts that's coming out of what's our young lady name for UCLA? I didn't forgot her name. Then we got people coming out the Dawn system, people coming out the Geno system, right? Coach Close. So you have a lot of great coaches, right? That have been influential in developing these players, right? Flau'jae is coming out of a great system. So it's so many great coaches in the W. Look at Noel Ivy, and then look who's the coach of TCU. I forget his name. But the NCAA really is the G League for the W, and these women come in so prepared for the biggest stage in their career, which is the WNBA. They're already prepared as rookies, right? And it's amazing. It's incredible. Shout out to them. Wings fans should be quiet talking about the dream that team's on them. Shout out to Furious ATL Hoops. Shout out to my dream fans in the house. Nalissa only picks the baddest of the baddest. I like her taste. Marcus Harrell said, yeah, because they said she had who? They said she had a Dejanay and a Aaliyah Nye. And what's the other name? That's crazy. I said, listen, she taking her hat off, and whatever she lay, her hat is home. Okay? Got my little hat to show y'all on my little peanut head. Okay, everywhere she lay her hat is home. Okay then. All right, I guess. While Dallas was on a 5-game winning streak, what place is ATL now? Like 7 or 8. These are not the same two teams about to meet this time. Absolutely. They can steer the ship all they want. They still gonna choke in the playoffs again, shoot all them threes and lose. It's crazy. Y'all on Atlanta head tonight. Soft Eastern Conference. True teller, why you doing the East like this? My team in the West, but I like Atlanta too, though. They a fun team. I like Atlanta. I'm looking at when we beat the Wings. We don't have a problem against Dallas. Dallas is the one searching for answers against this particular matchup. I think it's going to be a nice, good game. We're going to see on Wednesday. Dallas is the one that have not been in the playoffs, for crying out loud. Listen, Atlanta just got there. So listen, y'all going to have to tighten up. And y'all went home early like us. Yeah, Atlanta just got there. So, So again, these are the reasons why it failed, right? We talked about it. We talk about 127 shots were from 3. That's messy. We don't like that. We didn't see any defensive effort. We used to see it NBA where the defense cuts on in the fourth quarter, but when Wnba came, he made the players play. He said, "No, we playing like we care about our fans, and we're gonna give our fans a show, right?" Yeah, we're not gonna play playoff style defense, but we're gonna play defense. It won't even be regular season defense, but it is gonna be competitive in moments, in pockets of that game where you like, all right, second half we tighten up, right? So you got to be able to balance it out. That defensive effort was completely non-existent. Okay. After a lot of the highlights and went down in the first half for real, like a lot of people was getting the bulk of their points off was in the first half. So after the first half, the second half, when I go to click in and click out, it just wasn't giving nothing. All it was giving was where the defense at. Small but mighty pulls up. Shout out to you. Peace and freedom to you. That game was a joke. Again, leaving the fans wanting a competitive finish. So even though there were some great successes in this game, highlights in this game, monumental moments, right? And herstories being broken, most of the fans are like, pooey, thumbs down. Ryan tomatoes, boo tomatoes, boo. Put tomatoes in the chat if you wanted to throw tomatoes at the All-Star weekend, the whole weekend. Boo. Okay, shout out to the 3-point shooting contest. I like the thought, the theory behind the skills shooting contest, shooting stars. I like the theory behind that. I think they could have picked better collection of people. The youth, Gabby, she was fire. The youth was fire. I got no problem with them. The high school young ladies, they showed up and showed out. Shout out to them. I like the rookies and the sophomore. You have flaw in them. Shout out to them. I didn't like some of the vets. I only knew Della Don. Maybe it was just me. I'm like, who's these other people? I had to Google. Had to hit the Google. Who is these people now? Them jumpers look broke. You should have got somebody else. Why we couldn't have got somebody in Della Dawn who got the, y'all know Della Dawn. Everybody knows who she is. Why we couldn't have got somebody else? Lisa Leslie or somebody. Did they turn it down too? I need to get some names I more recognize. I've been around this league for a long time, but I feel like some of these names I say, I don't know who that is again. Who is that? Remind me, Google. I can't remember everybody. I'm not that type. My IQ ain't there. You're going to have to remind me on some, but the other names, y'all know the names, The other two, I ain't know. Let me pull up who was on the skills, the shooting stars, WNBA shooting stars. Who was on this? Players. Okay. Della Don, Shakira Austin, Giselle Gigi Banks. Yeah, shout out to her. Google be asking me all type of questions. Just do this for one thing. Just do this one little thing for me, Google. Lauren Jackson. Okay. Wow, she looks so different. I guess, just time. Lauren Jackson, flau'jae, and Tatiana Griffin. Shout out to Tatiana. Team Minnesota, Rebecca Brunson, Courtney Williams, Ryan Carter. Team Dallas, Deanna Tweedy Nolan, Jessica Shepard, Morgan Reckley. So Deanna Nolan, I had to Google her. I didn't know who that was. Did not know who that was. And kind of low key still don't. So let me go ahead and Google her. Images. I ain't fool with Detroit growing up. I ain't gonna hold you. I was from Cleveland. I was real biased. I didn't fool with Detroit growing up. I knew the main ones, but I don't know who this is. But shout out to her. But with that being said, she bricked every shot. Deanna. Yeah, Deanna didn't do too well. Let me pull up Rebecca Brunson. Is she any kin to Jalen Brunson? Oh, who she coached for? I was about to say I know her. Okay, I do know her, but she didn't shoot that well either. So they gotta do better next year. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Get some different people that we know they jumper gonna be wet. Get Diana Taurasi, get the Sue Birds. Okay, get Lisa Leslie. We just seen her in the gym. We know she got it. She coaching over there, Big Three. We know that jumper still. So come on. Boo tomatoes. Boo, boo, boo. But in theory, the game was fire. The game was fire in theory. Let's see. All-Star Weekend, they got to make it more competitive again. Got to. The game was born after the first 20 minutes. Exactly. After that first quarter, maybe the second quarter, it was over with. I might can give you on the second quarter, but I was going after that first. And I just peeped in on the tablet. Still bad. And I peeped in on the ESPN app. Nope. Still not playing over. Okay, bet. I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. Hit that that Homer Griffin when he goes slide back into the into the bushes. That's what I was doing. Homer Simpson in the bushes. I'm on Google's head tonight. Hold on, I'm about to pull this up. This was me. This was me after the first quarter. I'ma go ahead and I'm gonna just head on out. It don't look like I'm wanted too much here. I don't look like y'all didn't send for me. That's all we wanted was competition. I wanted to see players really go head to head with each other. Problem is they're so concerned with stepping on each other's toes that it really just lacked. It lacked just overall, like, again, they was having so much fun that they forgot to play basketball. Right. And that's cool. But they also was just like, we just going through the motions. We just here so we won't get fired type of vibe. But they didn't really want to hoop for real. And my thing is this. Personally, I can't play basketball and take it light. Like if I'm playing with little cousins or I'm playing with somebody who's definitely don't have my skill set, I ain't about to try to, break you off one just to flex my little sidebar. I saw Tyrese Maxey. He went back to his high school and he just cooking them. I'm like, don't do that to the high school players. That ain't even right. You an NBA player. You just cooking the high school players. But like when I go hoop, I don't care if we on the same skill level. I'm trying to cook you. Like I can't turn it down. I don't understand. I can't turn it down. I don't know. Don't go so hard. Like just cheat. Like I understand not being as aggressive, right? But how you get somebody on you and you not try to like, you know what I mean? Y'all know when them shoulders get the head get and them feet get you trying to, why they ain't doing it? Why they don't get that feeling? Once you lace them sneaks up, it's just lock in. It's just, oh yeah, I'm about to make a movie. See, that's the difference, man. Rest in peace, Kobe, man. Rest in peace, Kobe. Mamba mentality. Like Kobe just put it's up. Shout out to Mike Beasley. You feel me? Just when he pull up the hoop, it's up. I don't really know what y'all on, but I'm trying to make a movie. It's All-Star game. What we doing? AZ would have had them playing. She doesn't joke about defense. Exactly. Oh, you mad because I keep picking your pockets? Well, start playing. Play for real then. Check up. You feel me? That's why they need to change the format. We're going to talk about some things. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about some things that they could potentially change. Oh, let me get Homer out of here. So now what? We done went through the weekend. Now we fans, we still mad. We still like, well, the ones that didn't go to the game, like, I'm glad I ain't spent no money. Even if I wouldn't have went to the game, if I was in Chicago, I would have been downtown somewhere. I would have still been spending money. What we gonna do, man? Gang, no one is going for a real in the exhibition game. That means 0 for your legacy. From what I can tell, Caitlin Clark came out and wanted to play competitive ball. Problem was nobody else wanted to, so she just looked like that annoying little brother that just ran around the court. I mean, I felt like she was like, all right, y'all ain't checking up. Hey, I was like, oh yeah, y'all see me just make that. Y'all still ain't checking up. Hey, like Kelsey, you could tell that she was just, you know what I'm saying? She was getting hers off too. After a while, JJ was starting to be a little bit more aggressive after she was like, oh, just too easy. Just too easy. Get a rebound, put it back. Okay, they ain't checking me. I'm just going to take this 3 yak. You know what I mean? Just became easy. So, I don't know. Like, once you, listen, even if I didn't want to play for real, once Kaylin made that one thing, all right, game time. All right, hell no. Like, we ain't doing this. You know how when you start feeling away, somebody just came down the court, you taking them like, I'll go ahead and give you that. Yeah. And you look like, man, you got that one. I gave you that one. Now, if you know how to count, 1 is just 1. Prime number, 1. 1, single, 1. That's it. After that, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. I got to play some little bit of defense now. Just here's what it is. That's just my nature. Jeremy said, whoever in the world got Tyler for the half court performance needs to be fired. Whoever thought, did y'all agree on that? Did somebody bring it up? Like, oh, I think Tyler available. Did somebody else on the table? I would have been the other somebody at the table. We at the table. Let me paint the scene. We at the table. We in the conference room, right? We talking about, halftime performances. What y'all think? What y'all think will be a good look this year? Who the vibe? Who's hot right now? What's going on? What the streets? Who the streets want? Let's get Tyler. I think Tyler's available. I'm down on the other end of the conference table. I'm like, I know she's available. Because don't nobody want to see her. Nobody asked for Tyler. Respectfully, we had more fun last year with Lloyd. I was jamming with Lloyd. I said, Lloyd got a little thick out here, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay. The song's still hitting though. It just took me back to a time. It was a time capsule last year. I can't even name nothing Tyler sing. I said, what? Get this. Where's my clicker? I'm on the tablet though, so I'm like, it's when you trying to get off a show quick on the tablet, it can't be that quick. You got the touch now. You slamming the screen. Think, 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 think. Slide, slide. That was me. Get Tyler off my screen. I'm not interested in that. I saw her and I looked at her the same way Riri looked at her at the Met Gala. Girl, I'm not talking to you. I got other things to do. I could be looking at him over talking to you. Hello. So did Sabrina get an invite or not? That really hasn't been clarified. So I thought what it was is that she was invited through her representation. Right? So she got a little text through to her rep, whoever her manager is. I don't know what her timeline of that text, receiving that text was, but we know Kayla McBride's text was 48 hours before. That's what if I'm not right, then y'all correct us in the chat. What's the story with that? Naj, that was Rebecca Brunson and Tweety Nolan. See, y'all knew. I didn't. Was the game good, Top Dog? No. Thumbs down. Boo tomatoes. The game was not good. You didn't miss a thing. Top Dog, shout out to you. Peace and freedom to you. You didn't miss a thing. Smith from the Aces is really putting together a nice roster of hookups. Y'all. What is going on? What in the bejeezy? She has been a busy young lady. They had a celebrity 3-point contest, but that wasn't televised. Why wouldn't that be televised? Who was in it? Why wouldn't that be televised? That's stupid. Everybody complaining about the WNBA All-Star game, NBA, NFL All-Stars, the exact same. I don't know why anybody expecting any different unless they make it worth to win money. All-Star games will not be competitive. But we saw competition in this year's NBA All-Star game. Shout out to Wnba. Anthony Edwards even said, like, hell, I was gonna chill, but for real, I saw Wnba. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta lock in. Right? They changed the format up too. They had it was tournament style, mini team style. That's what we need to start adapting something creative, right? Have a pot, have a charity pot, let's talk about it. How do you fix it? Ryan Howard and Angel Reese combined for 40 to dominate the wings. I hope they have a celebrity 3-point game in the future. I hope they do. Deanna Nolan was a monster. Go back and watch her play. She played like AI. I'm gonna have to freshen up. That's okay. You know what I mean? Sometimes people in your history membrane as it relates to WNBA athletes just hold more space. But that doesn't negate to the value into the legends we just saw this weekend. I'm just gotta get, brush up. That's all. The Homer meme is how I felt when Tyler was performing. Hello. Goodbye. Tyler, who? I also would consider doing the first and the second year players versus vets. That would be great. Absolutely, it would be. We talked about that. And I thought, having the first and the second year players against your college all-stars. Why? Because we saw KK Arnold there, right? These college all-star players, they are locked into the WNBA because they know where they're going. They have no doubt where they're going, where they're taking their talents. They don't have, respectfully, a Kennedy Carter problem. They're not going to get exited, get the pink slip out the WNBA because of non-WNBA actions. They know where they going. If Nalissa could be in the WNBA, she got a part-time brothel. Low-key, respectfully. Shout out to her. No shade. You feel me? She been having a good old time. But guess what? It ain't affected her play at all. She been bossed up this season. Last season was great too. And once she got traded. So, they gotta, I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. Tyler. I thought the performance was okay. I just thought the game wasn't competitive like fans would have liked it to be. They need to have rappers at these games. Rappers. if you have a singer, she better be featured on a rap song. Gotta have rappers. Gots to have rappers. You know, oh, shout out to Lloyd, but Lloyd, if he wasn't throwback, that wouldn't have worked. You gotta have somebody right now. I would have rather you had Saucy Santana, respectfully. A lot of people might not have liked it. Oh, this is a family event. Okay, that's cool and all. But we need somebody that's gonna get some energy in this thing. Get somebody that's out here, but they ain't out here. They ain't got to be name brand, but the people know them though. Like, get you one of these TikTok stars that all these WNBA athletes are making their little reels and videos to. What's the song? Why You Always Talking With Your Friends? Get somebody like him. I'm just saying, you just because that's the WNBA, they stars. That's what they listening to. They not listening to Tyler. They not listening to Tyler. I can promise you that. You might have one on every team, but psych out your mind. Probably not every team. One out of every other team. Named 5 artists you listening to right now. Nobody not gonna name Tyler. They when you follow these teams on their YouTubes or on their personal social media pages, and when they ask these little rapid fire questions, name 3 artists that you just recently listened to, and they go to their Spotify, their Apple Music or whatever, they be like, oh, it was the baby, it was this, it's never it's not gonna be Tyler. I don't know why she was here. Again, we love Lloyd because he made us remember some things. I remember being young and in the car, just riding through the city, just burning gas. Just go, where you going? Nowhere. Nothing on my mind but play this music. Just riding through. It's chill. You ain't got no AC. That's okay. The world wasn't on fire then. You can ride around at night and it'd be cool. Right now, you be cooking all day long. It's just 89 degrees all day, every day. Y'all, I just got triggered. I just got triggered by the heat. I understand the players don't want to get hurt. I understand that, but we still thought at some point they would turn it up. Again, at least the fourth quarter. At least the second half, something. A celebrity versus pros game would be fun. However, there's always a chance that the celebrities could actually beat the pros when it comes to the WNBA. That's true, but what if some of those celebrities are like you know how Lil Mama or Glorilla, right? I don't know. Glorilla is about to beat not even a bench player in the W. Not happening, right? But somebody said there was a celebrity game, but it wasn't televised. But again, if not, then that's stupid. Them 40 points will not help LTL win on Wednesday. It's a whole new game with a whole new 40 minutes to be played. Hello. Y'all ready for this Wednesday game? I'll tell y'all that right there. Y'all ready for this Wednesday. Dallas versus ATL. The NBA started the All-Star game not being competitive, and the WNBA fell in line unless they put some real money on the line for the All-Star game. Winner is not going to be competitive. I do think there should be some money, some prize money. So that's what we're talking about right now. How do you fix it? How do you fix this broken All-Star game? We talk about it with the men, but I think that the women have fan bases like the players that are even more engaged one-on-one with their favorite athlete. Like we follow their everything as big old adults. Usually those super fans for NBA athletes are the younger, the kids, right? The little jokers, right? Shout out to them. They love Anthony Edwards or a LaMelo, right? And then Steph Curry fans have grown with him. But with WNBA, because this is a maturing league and it has a maturing fan base, we have the same type of devotion to these players, but we are at our big old ages. What does that mean? That means we got money to spend on these ladies. We have time that we're actually taking from something else to invest into watching games and engaging in this All-Star weekend. So to not have some type of live fan engagement where you have polls or where you have text-ins and just like American Idol, why are we not having that? To get us adults who could be doing something else. Kids don't got nothing to do. All they doing is watching their favorite athlete and trying to imitate them somehow. Grown people got things to do. I could be cooking. I could be washing dishes. I can, okay, let me not do a chore. I could be watching the show. I could be binge watching. I could be watching 90 Day Fiance, something. I could be catching up on House. I don't blame them either. I mean, they don't work for free. Why should they? The Celeb Mini 3-point contest was by State Farm and they streamed it on YouTube. Well, they got to do better in the game by advertising what's going on the YouTube front. How did I miss that? We talked about Kennedy Carter, 1v1 on YouTube. We didn't talk about these other mini games. Even the WNBA All-Star like homepage on the WNBA.com's website didn't talk about it. They talked about the 3-point contest, the shooting stars, and the All-Star game. Those are the main events that they talked about. I guess you got to read all the way down to the bottom of the article to see if they talked about something else, but that's nasty work then. Again, marketing in the WNBA, they can do better. I bet you they don't want to pay people that can actually create sustainable marketing packages that will attract fans and encourage them to not only watch the game but engage with the game that we're watching somehow. There needs to be a bridge between technology and the advancement of technology and the growth of this WNBA. We got to somehow figure out how we can connect these two things and turn this WNBA game, especially those game of the weeks, have one game of the week where it's a Twitch, also on Twitch or also on YouTube, where fans are in the comments and fans can have gifts and fans can do. Why are we not doing this? This is 2026. If we want the WNBA to keep trending, right? The youth are on their phone, and that WNBA app is trash. So what's happening? Bring the best of both worlds together where they collide and create something brand new. Not just always trying to come 2-3 years behind what the NBA is doing. Let's do something brand new. Let's set the tone for what basketball is in America through the WNBA. That's thinking outside the box. That's how you fix it. Yes, we can add prize money. Yes, we can reward defense. How do you reward defense? We'll get a steals, MVP for the defense. Get a steals leader. You can get a glove, right? A claw, like what's our boy Kawhi Leonard. He got the claw, right? So you can get these little mini awards throughout the game that also come with a prize. If you are the steals leader in the game, then you get a claw or something like that, and you get a $5,000 little check. Something, it ain't got to be nothing egregious, but something to spice it up. Give it some incentive to lead in the steals and lead in the blocks. If you lead in the category, you get a little award or whatever and a little check piece. You feel me? Something just to be like, all right, we're going to incentivize the people for playing defense. If you want it, because what Asia said, I don't be trying to block shots in an all-star game. Well, that's one of your biggest features. Again, because there is nobody's dunking one dunk. So there's not a lot of opportunities to be sexy and do the things. But if you go out there and string together crossovers, you can possibly get crossover of the game award, ankle breaker award, whatever the case. You feel me? So stuff like that. They got to be creative. I saw some of the Stud Buzz stream. They had Keke Palmer, Issa Rae, Olivia Miles, a couple of others. Yeah, they did. It's always amazing because they take advantage of their popularity and they take advantage of what people's expectations are. So if people are expecting us to do the same thing we did last year and give these behind the scenes footage and give just this real authentic look and feel to the All-Star weekend, then we gonna double back, spin a block. We ain't gonna leave y'all hanging. Plus, we can capitalize off this, right? We capitalize off this. I don't know why they ain't selling a Stud Bud t-shirt over All-Star weekend. Every year you drop a new All-Star only t-shirt because we already know it's gonna be fun, right? So it should. Wow, people love wearing shirts with people's pictures on them. So it just don't. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Let's come on, man. Step it up. Step it up. Step it up. Shout out to you, Mrs. Brenda. Glad you pulled up. Again, peace and freedom to you. I'll catch you the rest of the stream on recording. Always a good time. Naj, hats off to you as always. Peace and freedom to you, man. Again, y'all here right now. If y'all rocking with the conversation, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, y'all. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers, man. I'm trying to get there before the fall. So go ahead and hit that. And if you want to support the stream at any time during this stream, super chats, gifts, cash app, all that is welcome. And if nothing else, man, go ahead and become a member, where you get some access to some exclusive content for as low as $1.99, man. Shout out to y'all. Dallas is going to steamroll, I'm sorry, the Dream. And I don't even want to say this type of thing because I hate Dallas, but the Dream are not playing any kind of consistent basketball right now. Shout out to Small But Mighty Podcast 231. Make sure y'all tune in to the podcast, Small But Mighty Podcast 231. Listen, man, great comment. What we do know about ATL is sometimes they high, sometimes they low. But usually they play with some type of energy. Even if they don't play connected, it seems like they always at least play with energy. Again, I don't want to go into this upcoming game with under the same type of spell of from the last previous games, because we don't know what's going to happen. These teams look a little bit different and they're playing a little bit different, even if they are inconsistent at times with Atlanta. That's okay. I think it's going to be a great game nonetheless, and I really don't know what the outcome is going to be. It's going to be interesting. Be sure to make sure you like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on, because I probably will go live at some point on Thursday just to kind of recap that game and only talk about that game, because it should be interesting. No, that was not the WNBA 3-point contest. It was just a State Farm thing. Liv and KP competed against regular people, and the Stud Buzz hosted it. It was done where brands set up their stuff for fans too. Oh, okay. So it was a State Farm sponsored event just during the All-Star weekend. State Farm had a lot of things going on that weekend. Yes, my bad. Not just regular people. It was KP, Liv, some celebs like Kiki, Issa Rae, and some regular people. Okay. So that was fun. That was a good way to get like some celebrity, some famous, some stars involved into the All-Star weekend, because we always see in the NBA that the stars love to flood the NBA All-Star game. So it's amazing to see when, especially women, celebrity women, famous women, successful women in any respect, pull up and support other successful women in the WNBA. It's always beautiful to see that connection. So shout out to them. But yeah, like we add some prize money, we can reward some defense in certain categories just by being creative. We can change the format and either create a target score finish, or we switch it up and have those mini tournament style games where it's just 5-on-5 and it's 6 teams 5-on-5, whatever the case may be. Or I think it's only 11 players on each team, so that's 22. So you got 4 teams, 4 teams of 6. That means you even introduce 3 more additional all-stars, opening opportunities for other players. Or you have 16, 3 teams of 5, however you want to do it, whatever the case may be, or 3 teams of 6, I'm sorry, whatever the case may be. They can really do something sexy and creative to make it more engaging. Again, we can have more skills challenges where it's not just shooting skill or the passing, where you have this like jumbo gym type of vibe and you're doing multiple things. We can have a crossover tournament, or a 1v1 tournament, a 3v3 tournament, something to spice it up and make it different, and to reward competitiveness. It doesn't have to be we playing like it's the playoffs, but we can reward competitiveness, because why not? The fans want a good show, so let's give them what they pay for, and these tickets ain't cheap. And the more money these young ladies make, the more eyes come to the sport, the more expensive these tickets will become. So if these weekends are going to continue to grow in expense, then y'all gotta do something better for the people. Besides Clark, stud buzz were my favorite part of the weekend. JJ gave Caitlyn a hard time because the stud buzz got a pair of CC kicks and she didn't after the game. Love to see JJ and CC's. First of all, the CC's is fire. I ain't gonna hold you. That little neon yellow color John with the blue check, them is fire. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna get them. No, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm real picky when it come to hoop shoes. And the ones that I kind of been rocking with, I like the Giannis's, I like the Sabrina's. Yeah, I haven't tried the latest Asia's, the A2s. I don't really know how they hitting for like on foot, but the reviews that I've seen have been great. I wasn't really liking the Reese's. I like the look of them, just don't like the feel, don't like the weight of them. But I think the Clarks look fired. I think the colorway matters for a lot of these shoes, but the colorway matters for real with the Caitlin's for real. So I like that little neon green yellow color. That's you know what I'm saying? It's like the color of the text for real. That's on the screen. I'm digging that. I would have been salty too. Hey, you should have just brought shoes for everybody, dog. Well, I can't get me. I'd have been like, Kate, hey Kate. I'm gonna call her Kate. Hey Kate, let me get a pair. Okay, pair of 7s. Thank you. Fine, my Clark fan, but I don't think I wear those shoes. Personally, not my kind of thing. The Sabrinas are fire as though, the Sabrinas, that's my go-to. I like a little bit. I like a lighter shoe. And the Sabrinas kind of remind me of the Kobe's, obviously. So I'm not, I'm with it. I like the Caitlins though. I do. I'm not gonna hold you. They only had like 3 balls on each rack, and to me, it really didn't look like a true 3-point contest, more like a 2-point contest. I don't think it was long enough shots to be threes, but I could be wrong. I thought they had 5 on each rack. I thought they had 5 on each rack with the money ball, and then they had the money ball racks. I like the way the All-Star game court looked, though. I did like that. I like the way the court looked. That looked cool. The arena the arena wasn't giving me like all-star game vibes either though. Just the arena itself, but the court did. I think they need to get more creative on the all-star game jerseys, because like if the jerseys look better, I buy it. But they just look trash. They just look meh. Not trash, they just look meh. I think they need to get more, like, make the jerseys kind of like how Unrivaled are. They just have more character, more pop on it. Like, y'all know the Portland Fire jerseys with the black embedded rows. I love those. I love the Washington Mystics with the gradient. Those is fire. Like, it's the regular season alternative jerseys look better than the All-Star game jerseys. Like, these supposed to be like that. Oh, the All-Star. Okay, bet. The All-Star game, or I'm sorry, the State Farm shooting contest, they only had like 3 balls. Okay, see, I ain't see that. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. You said it's on YouTube. I'm gonna check that out because I did miss that. So that's unfortunate. That should have been broadcasted, but okay, that's cool. YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. We love YouTube over here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no beef with YouTube. So yeah, they it's some things that they could change to implement. I mean, to improve the All-Star game, not just from a fan's viewer perspective, but from the perspective of those who are spending a lot of money to attend these events. They should have more events to attend, right? So I'm not just campaigning from the viewer as like I'm sitting on my couch watching these games. I'm campaigning for the people that's spending their money to travel to these cities or to go, or you already living there, but that means you're spending even more money, right? You might not be getting a hotel and all that, but you're getting a better ticket. You're getting access to more. So you should have more events, right? I think that our WNBA sponsors, shout out to State Farm, but WNBA events inside that arena. Yeah, I didn't like the jerseys this year. I like the ones better from last year. Me too, Lisa. I think the ones this year was bunk. Like, I try not to be negative Nancy over here, but it just was not. It was not given. Personally, I like your takes on how the All-Star weekend can be better. It'd be nice to see these implemented. Shout out to you, man. I think y'all ideas in the chat as well have been great and on point as well. I think the consensus is that we are all underwhelmed. We love to see them have a natural reset to the season that's been more dramatic for non-basketball related issues, right? We've had race issues, we've had fan base issues, we've had fouls and referee issues, we've had a lot of just kind of messy stuff like that. It hovers around the game every year, but it's just been a little darker of a season. So it's good to see the players play with a bounce and have a smile that's authentic. It's good to see the camaraderie and the rapport and the networking and the community between the players. All the love that was shown. It's good to see that, but we also want to see a little bit of competition. That's not too much to ask for from a fan base standpoint, because also I'm a fan of the Aces, and I saw 3 30-point losses already this season. So it's not like y'all giving us y'all best shot in a regular season too. We saw a 5-game losing streak from Atlanta just because they wasn't playing like they wanted to play for real, for real. We've seen New York play like smut for the majority of the season. They've been getting by off talent and coming back in games, just like when they beat Dallas, but they weren't supposed to win that game. So it ain't like they've been playing. Every team has been playing phenomenal basketball. Golden State has played well, the Lynx have played well, but most of these other teams have taken games off. Dallas has played well, even though they started off 9-6. They've won 9 of their last 12. They've played well though, but the other teams have not been consistent, and that's all of them. That's why I've been saying no team is safe. None of the teams are safe. Lynx is good, Golden State is good, Vegas is good, Atlanta is good, Dallas is good, but ain't nobody safe. And that's just what it is. What do you think about Golden State hosting 2027 All-Stars? I feel like they would really show out like they do for the games. Oh, that'd be crazy. That's already been announced. If that's already been announced, that's incredible. First of all, Valhalla is the place to be. That's the place to be. That region in itself just shows out in support for basketball. So that's gonna be amazing. The weather is gonna be awesome, right? So that should be incredible. That energy in that crowd is gonna be OD. They could have 2 or 3 all-stars next year. So they had Kayla Thornton last year, then she got injured. So this year she wasn't an all-star, but last year she was gonna be an all-star on an inaugural team. And next year we might have Kayla, Veronica, and Gabby all stars for Golden State. They're probably going to be a top 2 team next year as well. So I'm excited for the next half of the season too, Small but Mighty. Absolutely. Super excited. I was a little shocked when ESPN's poll, with the Fever being the favorite for winning the championship this year. I think they definitely clicked these past 2 to 3 games. I was shocked too, but we came into the season with the Fever, the Liberty, and the Aces being the top 3 teams to be in contention for the finals per ESPN. So we came into the season like that, so it doesn't surprise me. But based on the inconsistent play, it does surprise me. But seeing as though how strong they've played, especially Kelsey Mitchell and AB leading into this All-Star break, it doesn't surprise me. They're also still talking about New York is in contention, and I just don't know what basketball world they're living in right now, what planet they're living on, because I don't see New York being effective in the playoffs with the inconsistency and availability of certain players, or just players in general on that team, unless they get healthy real fast, real quick, or at least at the right time, and then lock it all the way in defensively. I don't see how they can do it. But again, nobody is safe. No team is safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. Some players like Asia were asked where they would like 2027, and she said Golden State. And I mean, most of the teams don't want to play in Golden State just because the competition is like that. But that means the fans also are so impactful in that arena. They show up and show out. So I'm sure that's where where probably her head is at. Like, just the energy in the city. There's probably a lot of things to do, so that should be very fun if that happens. I'll be here for it. I'll be here for it. I'll be here for it. So, oh wait. Yeah, but the past two indie games were against two bottom teams in the league, CT, Connecticut, and Seattle. Exactly. So that's why, like, for me, I'm not really reaching too much. They're not in contention. We did a who can dethrone the Aces episode. Y'all check the playlist. It's like 2 episodes ago. Somebody mentioned Indiana Fever as being a threat, but they are like the 5th threat down, right? Or the 4th threat down. So we have Minnesota, we have Golden State, we have Dallas, we have Atlanta, then you have the Fever. But I feel like the Fever ain't no bigger threat than the Mystics are. Mystics just beat the Aces, and they were supposed to win that game. They played well in multiple areas. So, shout out to the Mystics, shout out to Indiana. I think the second half of the season is going to be critical for those two teams. I think the top 4 teams are pretty solid. Minnesota, Aces, Golden State, and Dallas. I think the top 4 teams will remain the top 4 teams to conclude this season. The race is now between 5, 6, 7, and 8. So New York, where you at? Indiana, where you at? You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, where you at? Washington, where you at? Well, I know Atlanta is above all them, but where y'all at? What y'all gonna do? And how y'all pulling up to the remainder of the season is the biggest question. What does the remainder of the season look like for the bottom half of the top 8? Atlanta, New York, Indiana, Washington. What does it look like for them? They better tighten up, right? Or Washington is on y'all behind. Washington is on y'all behind. Toronto get healthy, they coming. And they go to Seattle tomorrow. So another game where they're clicking is just going to be great momentum into the second half of the season. Momentum is going to be key in the second half of the season. It's going to mean everything. Momentum is going to mean everything. What you do in this game matters, but what you carry into the next game matters most. So it's not enough just to shoot well this game or defend well this game and rebound well this game. You got to be able to stack your bricks of success, stack them, and continue to build. Otherwise, you're just dwindling opportunity. And so if you're not learning from your errors, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, I think it's impossible to really come up with favorites for the championship at this state. So much can happen in the next couple, much less of the end of the season. A lot can happen. Like, a lot can happen. I think a lot will happen. We just gonna be able to ride it out with our popcorn, whatever your guilty snack is. Mine is Twizzlers, love Twizzlers. You feel me? And we're going to have a very entertaining, very engaging second half of the season. Fans, y'all got to be ready. Is y'all ready for the late nights and the early mornings watching these games? Right? Watching these games, especially these second games, and having a tablet, a TV, a phone, because the WNBA want to have 4 games come on at 7 and 3 games come on at 10. Got to be able to balance. It's going to be a very fun second half of the season. Passing Through says, my Mystics going to beat Dallas this Friday. Just wait on it. Listen, I listen. Mrs. look good. Mrs. look good, dog. Shakira is in her bag. Shakira. Hello? Well, when they actually play somebody good, we'll see. Indy also struggles against Seattle, so that's really not saying much. Yeah, they beat Seattle and then struggle to beat them. But struggle to beat them. So yeah, it ain't saying much. We got to see how they play against the better teams. I mean, we saw them beat the Aces real bad, but again, the Aces, they don't play like themselves every game either. everybody is going. Those last like 12 games are going to be the games that you determine who you are and who you're going to be going into this postseason. So it's still a lot of season left. Got 20 plus games left. We got a lot of season left. Dallas has only lost one out of their last 6 games. They have actually been playing against real competition. Yes, they are 9 of their last 12, and like you said, they've been playing real teams. They ain't been playing a bunch of scrubs and just just stacking wins that really don't matter. They stacking wins that are going to matter not just now, but it's going to matter in the postseason too. Because the people that they're playing and beating, that they have beat already, are potential first round teams that they'll meet. So we'll see. Sweet tea, small but mighty. He got his guilty pleasure. Sweet tea and pork rinds for me is my guilty pleasures for the WNBA games, man. I ain't lying. I ain't had no pork rinds in a minute, but they is good though. What brand you have? Cause some brands be way too salty. You be like twee, right? But you get you a good old fashioned barbecue pork rind with a nice little crunch. It ain't too crunchy, but it's got the perfect little. Yeah, you got yourself a good time there, player. See, you downplay Seattle. I get it. You're throwing shade at the Fever. Everyone does. However, Seattle has some young stars. They suck today, but they might not tomorrow. And Seattle has games where the first half of that game, they playing like they one of them. And they lose, right? They lose their footing in the second half. But sometimes they come out that first and second quarter real strong, real united. And then their youth shows its head in the second half. But that's a strong team. That's a talented team. That's a dangerous team. They just got to get some little maturity on them is all. They just need some more playing time together and they're gonna be great. What's up with everyone in chat? Won't smoke with Dallas. Is y'all good today? Hello, he said, let me take y'all temperature. Hold on. What's going on? Is something going around? Is something going around in chat? Right? Is it a plague? Look, man, listen, I love Dallas. See, I'm a fan of the W, so it's not a team that I really hate on for real. I want to see the success of all the teams. Now I told you I'm not watching the Fever, right? So whatever they do is what they do, but I won't be pulling up and watching the games. I'm just how they officiate them Fever games, I can't. I'm not about to be stressed out. Unless they playing the Aces, then I don't mind. I'm stressed out every Aces game though, so that don't matter. But yeah, y'all coming for Dallas today, man. I see what y'all on. Is it a conspiracy? They know Dallas is that team. Dallas got a squad. They're a scary team. They're a scary team. They top 4 for a reason. Nah, Iowa went crazy in that indie game. I was like that. I like Iowa. Sometimes she move a little too fast offensively when she trying to make her moves. And she just be a little like a beat, a beat ahead of herself. But she's dangerous. And she got a jumper. And that mid-range, her footwork crazy too. I ain't mad at her. I was. Piece of freedom. Once we beat the Wings, we will hold on. Y'all move too fast. Once we beat the Wings, we will have won against every team that's currently in the playoffs this season. Oh yeah, that's incredible. Who your team is? The Mystics. Yeah. Mystics is something. They something nice. They just got to continue to piece it together, continue to play with composure, and get off to good starts. I think a lot of times they are playing from behind, which makes it a little problematic. But they get off to a good start, play with composure. Yeah, they a problem. Dallas is a threat. Absolutely. Felt like they're 1 and 2 moves away in the offseason to really be a consistent top 3 team. They're just one puzzle piece away. With Dallas, you talking about they like one piece away? That piece might already be on that bench. Dallas is 0-6 versus the top defensive teams. Unless they get another wing defender, paint protection, then they're not a contender. AZ is literally their best defender. She can't do it on her own. Now, that's true. Shout out to Ken Corey Charleston. Shout out to you. Peace and freedom to you, man. Yeah, defense is key, especially on that perimeter. You got to be able to stop the attack and the penetration to the paint, and at least try your best to reduce the amount of 3-point shot attempts. Dallas's defense sometimes suffer, especially when it comes to paint protection. And I think sometimes they might lean on their offense a little bit more, but they are a young team. I think they're growing. They can improve in defense, but they're always going to struggle in that area, especially when it comes to the perimeter. When you have your girl on the team, y'all know your girl. When you got Enrique on the squad, defense ain't her calling card. So you know, I think they need to. I thought they needed to part ways this offseason, but maybe I was wrong. So they got to improve that. She's getting the bulk of those minutes from that 2 guard slot, and she don't really be playing defense like that. Mystics just missing Jackie Young. I'm gonna speak it into existence. Passing through, you gonna give me a heart attack. Stop it. Just cut it out. You keep kind of trying to get Jackie off the aces. You stop it. Yeah, y'all got some key missing pieces, but at the end of the day, ball up top. ah. Yeah, the officiating in that Indy versus Seattle game was straight effing trash. Seattle really won that game, and Caitlin's 45 points was fraudulent AF. Hey, look, man, I can't hold you, man. Points are points, true enough. Like 45 points is 45 points, but you know, again, I just don't think 19 free throw attempts were valid. I'll keep going back to say it. Like between 10 and 12, I'm probably okay with that based on how the game played out, based on the fouls that we saw. Okay, 10 to 12 attempts that game. Okay, cool. I'll take that. I'll take that. But 19, I ain't. Yeah, nah. That's 4 additional fouls that just didn't really happen for real, for real. So I didn't like that. But I think she would have still if you take 8 or 9 points, you know what I'm saying, away from that 45, she still got a great game. But, I think I think there was an agenda there. You ask me. Do it got me worried? Yeah, I'm a little worried. I am a little worried. Liz out here on the live talking about she's the victim in a situation. Okay, because people airing out dirty laundry that happened a long time ago, and why we bringing it to the interwebs on Beyonce's internet talking about my escapades. We don't need to do that. It's a sad day in the WNBA when somebody's sex life is making breaking news. And I'm talking about breaking news for on WNBA, not just social media breaking. We're talking about breaking actual news. Is when we're talking about who was messing with who and who was laying down with who. Messy boots. Mm, mm, mm. So that type of energy in the locker room, that type of messiness in the locker room, especially when my ex is your current and my ex is talking about me and what I got going on, and your current is in the locker room with me, and we on the team together, we trying to win together. I'm waiting on her to pass me the ball. I'm wondering why she ain't passing me the ball, and I know why. Back in my mind, I already know. I don't know, man. It's interesting, but it's not interesting enough where it need to be all over breaking news. It could have just been on Twitter or Threads or whatever, but messy. Hold on. Asia gonna have to bake another cake for Liz and Jackie. She gonna have to. It's gonna have to be some kumbaya going on after what's going on right now. You feel me? You feel me? I don't know. What teams need to worry about is Caitlin. Is Caitlin decided to drive the ball and get fouled? She is seeking the foul line. I call it now. She has 10 plus free throws tomorrow against Seattle. Oh God, I won't be watching that game, so I'm not worried about it. Y'all let me know. Come back on the post, create a post. Y'all know y'all can create posts over here on Beyond the Lens. When y'all watch the game, just come over here and create a post. Let me know what y'all saw and how them fouls broke down. I won't be watching the game, but I will watch the highlights when it drop on the app. I will do that, but I'm not watching that game. I can't. I want to see flau'jae though, but I can't. I feel like Becky got some problems on her hands. That if she's in a happy and healthy relationship, comment from Liz might be an issue with Jo. Hello. If she in a happy and a healthy relationship, what's she doing worried about what I got going on? Let me tell you something, because when I move on and then when I move on and move up, I ain't checking for nothing that I used to rock with. Who is that? Hello? Wrong number. Click. That's how that's supposed to go. I don't even care if you in the club. If I'm in the spot and you come in the spot, I'm not even big. Cause why? I don't even see you, dog. What? Your energy don't even. It can't even. I might have to leave because little starty about she might about to be like, oh no, that you feel me? But me, I'm cool. We cool. We chilling. So it's just, listen. But the WNBA weekend usually be a little extra hot and spicy. Just not to this degree. So that took me by surprise. What Angel Reese said when she tweeted about Sandy Brondello. Are you surprised? I feel like that was her energy. Are you surprised? Via the tweet. Are you surprised? So I'm not surprised that it was messy. I am surprised that we doing this though. This level of mess. Dejanay and Alyssa. Y'all gotta tighten up. Shout out to Tessa Love. Her core, her rules. Again, peace and freedom to you. Do what she said. One of my members, one of my moderators here. Like, share, subscribe, man. It's free to subscribe and support. So go ahead and do that. We on the road to our 1,000 subscribers. Again, I appreciate all the engagement on this channel, man. This episode has been lit. This episode has been real. The chat has been live. So shout out to y'all. And that's, again, appreciate y'all for all the support. I saw a video that Smith addressed Dejanay's comment, but haven't watched the video to know what was said. Yeah, I got the video up here real quick. I mean, we can tune into a little bit of it. It ain't too much though.
Let us move. It's me and Queen. I'm like, oh, they right here. Let us move. We move to the couch. Shorty like, nah, they need to move. They need to move. They need to move. Get them out the spot. So I'm like, fam, I don't want no static.
Nope.
We walk to the other side because I'm like, I'm telling Queen, I'm like, fam, I don't even want to deal with that shit. Like, let's get out the way. I'm not even knowing these folks is in there. We walk to the back, they in the cut. Not worried. So she get the popping and she get the popping and she get the popping. We chilling, me and Queen drinking. We talking to all the other players. We doing this down the third, whoop de whoop. So then I had seen Courtney standing on the couch and she like, let's don't mess with me,
This already too much, y'all. It just sound like high school, maybe college. Too much.
So for folks to say we got static, nobody ever got static. The reason I followed them is because you best friends with my shorty. At the end of the day, it's like when we break up, y'all not gonna show me no love. Y'all not gonna kick it with me. Like, let's be real. My friends are gonna do the same thing. All my friends unfollow her. All my friends unfollow.
And that's true. Y'all know I had to pause this real quick. That's true. When you in a relationship and you have mutuals, right? That's sponsored by that side of the relationship. When y'all break up, you break up with everything connected to them. So I'm sorry, your mama and them, I got to unfollow them. Your grandmother love her down, got to unfollow her. Your uncle, that's my dog, got to unfollow him. Your best friend, we was cool and all that. We connected on basketball and all that, but got to unfollow them. You unfollow everything them, including them. So this is regular. You know what I mean? But again, I hate to even be like, oh, because how old are we?
To be real, my friends are going to do the same thing. All my friends unfollow her. All her friends unfollow me.
Small but Mighty says, I did see an analyst say that the WNBA needs to put their foot down and make it to where players stop fraternizing with each other and play basketball. But I can't see that going over very well. Now, here's the T. What should happen, though, you can't say no, can't date. But what you should say is don't date online. Like, you can't say that micromanage how they navigate their social media profiles, but be a professional the same. Okay, like be a professional. Don't be, you know what a professional dating look like, right? So yeah. And if your partner just so happens to play the basketball game in the same league or Lord forbid the same team, then y'all really gotta lead by example and keep it real cute. Okay. I can't
Stay
even listen
following
to no
folks
more
that
of
it's
this
like
mess.
we not even gonna have no type of interaction. Why are we still following me?
Y'all listen to the rest of the mess on y'all own time. I can't even engage with it no more, child. All I know is AC won All Stars weekend, and I don't appreciate them taking away from her shine with all their drama. Hello, 3-point contest, 70 G's. Let's go. Let's go. But no, I gotta play second fiddle to Nalissa and Dejanay with their bedroom drama. Girl. And I'm sure that analyst was a man and they need to worry about all that mess going on in the NBA gambling, cheating. I'm tired of men acting like the W is so bad when the NBA has more problems. The NBA got a whole lot of problems. Exponentially growing and increasing problems, right? That gambling and that cheating and these games being rigged and all this movement being rigged and these teams being stacked and all this, that, and the third. Messy, 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 messy boots over there. And the domestic violence over there, Lord knows. Okay. So yeah, both leagues got their own problems, and we hate for if this was in the regular season, I guess somewhere embedded in between them 44 games, I guess we wouldn't care. But it's an All-Star weekend. You know what I mean? It's like, with a lie, why you had to tweet this All-Star weekend? DJ just mad she's still injured and ain't played basketball all season. If she was playing basketball, she wouldn't have been tweeting that. She trying to get in the energy. She trying to get in the flow of the in the conversation. Well, get healthy. I'd rather see you hoop and blow layups. I don't want to see you tweet about this. Oh, that's very politically correct. Yes, it was a biological man. You gotta say biological these days. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. So at the end, let me get in the list and her mess off my screen. Live chat. This one is for you. Live chat. This for you. Did the All-Star game overall fail, or were the fans just in general expecting the wrong thing? Like y'all saying, the All-Star game has been trash for the last couple years. It probably will remain trash if we have the same commissioner. So are we just expecting for things to happen that we know are not going to happen? It's not going to. It wasn't that long ago when we were witnessing defense play in the WNBA, but in the last few years it hasn't. So that being said, what should we be expecting? Is it just us? Small but mighty says, yes, absolutely a big failure. It wasn't just the fans' expectations. It was the lack that they just missed, the fact that they just missed open opportunities to capitalize in fan engagement through viewership and fan engagement live in the arena. They missed opportunities there. Y'all mentioned them already. Y'all mentioned the 30th year celebratory moment where we honor some of the top 30 players. Y'all missed that opportunity. There are mini games that we missed, different skill challenges, 1v1, 3v3, things that the fans want to see. Y'all missed the opportunity with the halftime talent or whatever the heck, right? Like it was just a lot that wasn't going, that didn't go your way. What they did do well was certain players actually showed up and played, right? We had a dunk. We had a quadruple MVP. We had Caitlin hitting all type of threes, and she had limited minutes, so guess she could have had more if she played more time, right? So I just think that more competition has to be introduced some way, somehow, whether that's prize money, whether that's having a tournament style, whether that's having player coach teams. Yeah, we gotta do something a little bit different and make it more exciting. I liked it when the players were able to draft their teams and all that. I mean, that's pretty normal. But just reconstructing the teams would be great as well. So Put y'all comments, put y'all thoughts in the comments, put your thoughts in the live chat. If you're watching on replay, definitely put your thoughts in the comments, because I read all comments and I want to make sure that I reply to them. Even when y'all be talking crazy in the comments, trying to be disrespectful and whatnot, I still reply to it. My reply to your comment won't be disrespectful. It will be funny though. So if you want a good little kiki, just go to the Caitlin Clark video I made. I'm tired of Caitlin Clark video. Just go to that video and then look at the comments, and then you're gonna see some kiki moments where I'm just like, cause I'm mad witty and I love the back and forth. So we can do it all day. Actually. Truth Teller said they had some former players on the court before the game. Yeah. That should have been a halftime show. That's gonna have everybody still locked into the screen. Unless they put money on and it's not going to change. What's that saying? Doing the numbers thing and expecting different results. Exactly. Doing the same thing, expecting different results is insanity. So they got to change something, whether that's prize money. And in this league, even when people are making more money than ever, prize money still matters. They still don't have NBA type of contracts. So if you put $500,000 on the All-Star game, it's only 11 All-Stars. Yeah, that's going to get somebody excited. And then put bogeys in the middle of that. Just like UFC, you have fight of the night, you have best knockout, you have all these different little awards that you can get on the night of main events. You can get these things, right? So you could have like best fan base, right? Like, how engaged is your fans with you through metrics like Instagram and hashtags and whatever. Now they can measure those things. So who has the livest fan base during the All-Star weekend, you can get another $10,000 or whatever the case may be. Do something to make it more exciting and reward players for having live streams, for having behind the scenes cameras and things like that, following them, engaging us as they're getting dressed, as they're, showing their outfit or that process. Like let's what and then have it WNBA sponsored, not State Farm sponsored, not another third party that's bringing more light to that business, that corporation. Nah, bring it reverted right back to the WNBA League Pass app. That's what we're paying for, ain't we? Right? Lord have mercy. I think both the players can be more competitive for a quarter, but it doesn't mean anything. Players will focus on their season more than the exhibition game, and I want Wings players to focus on it. I think it would be more competitive if they had a longer time, a break period, right? We shouldn't have games up until Wednesday and then All-Star game is Saturday in a whole different city. That doesn't make sense. Games should conclude at least by that Monday night, right? And if you West Coast, that game should be a little bit earlier because you're going to have to fly and travel and all that anyway and change the time zone anyway. So if you're a West Coast game, your game gets played on Sunday. If you're an East Coast game, your last game gets played on Monday. The All-Star game is on that following Sunday. The skills challenges and all that is on Saturday. And the Friday is for the fan engagement with the PR, the all the little stuff that you can do with the fans. Do that. Right? So it got to be a full weekend. It has to be more spaced out. It's too compacted. It's too much pressure on the body with changing time zones, doing all this flying, got to be here, then you doing practices, then you doing all that. I think it would be more competitive if they weren't so stretched out, and they still need time to regroup and just sit down. Plus they outside kicking it and turning it up. So yeah, if they're going to play at that level of intensity, it would be nice to bring back the golden age WNBA players to play against them. I would love to see Lisa Leslie or Swoops out there. I would love to see that too. I would love to see world versus US, right? Like it's a lot of international players that's out here getting busy. So just do something. I think prize money will be a huge factor. Even in the UFC, they still play fighters that get finishes and extra purse. Exactly. Exactly. So you got to have those extra little bogeys, and we can be super creative because it's basketball and it's a lot of different metrics that we count, stats that we look at every single day. Well, reward them for it. Figure out a way to reward them and then create new ones. Right? Ankle breaker of the game. Right? Best and one finish of the game. Whatever the case may be. Exactly. People keep saying Paige needs to do this or do that. I keep telling them, nah, all P needs to do is win games for Dallas. Yeah, Paige doing exactly what she need to do. Enrique need to step up. That's who need to be more consistent. Jessica doing what she need to do. A walk is being more impactful game to game. Right? Maddie's is still growing and building her camaraderie with the team as far as her offensive consistency. But how she plays with the team, she's connected, she's locked in, right? Isaiah James could probably be a little better, more. Yeah, I like Isaiah James though. I got, shout out to number 10. Shout out to number 10. That's my dog. NC State Wolfpack. You know what I mean? Overall, I like what Dallas is doing. They just got to keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. So again, shout out to y'all for a great stream. If you're part of the replay game, shout out to y'all. Make sure you leave a comment, hit that like, hit that subscribe. At the end of this video, go ahead and hype this video that tells the algorithm, tells YouTube where we at, where the realest live, the illest, trillest conversation on women's basketball thrives. That also tells the people that it's some folks out here that really love WNBA and love talking about it from a higher perspective. So when this video concludes, go ahead and hit that hype button. You feel me? Do your girl a favor. And again, if you new here, if you true here, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Turn that notification bell on because I won't be going live on Monday. I'll be this upcoming Monday. We normally go live at 6, but I'll be setting up and rebuilding, reconstructing my new studio. So the next time you see me, it'll be a completely different backdrop. As you can see, it's real naked back there behind me. It's bare walls, bare everything. I'm in a fishbowl right now. But the next time you see me on the official Her Court Her Rules live stream, it's gonna have a completely different vibe. So I'm excited. I don't even know what the vibe gonna be just yet. But when I figure it out, y'all figure it out too. Y'all be the first ones to know. But if you turn that subscription on, that notification bell on, when I do go live on an impromptu anytime this week, you'll be notified and you can pull up to the illest live chat on the map. Again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening. Peace and freedom. Y'all already know what the vibe is. And I'll see y'all on the flip. Peace.